A very good afternoon to you from Silvana Pavlovska and the program In Focus with Silvana Pavlovska, which is broadcast on our YouTube TV channel. And a warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining me. Today, I have a special program for you, one which contains an interview I did, one of many interviews I did whilst I was in Macedonia in September and October 2023. On the 14th of September, I visited the National Archeological Museum in Skopje. There I conducted an interview with the tour guide whose name was Ivan. Ivan spoke in English as well as in Macedonian. Nevertheless, I decided to do the interview in English so that we can have a wider audience who will be able to also follow what it was that I actually was honored and privileged to see at the time that I was in Macedonia. So the date again is the 14th of September, 2023, an interview with Ivan at this very, very special exhibition, which was called Stibera. Stibera, 70 Years of Archeological Excavations. I purchased a book which was published for that very exhibition, and here I'd like to show you the front cover of the book. At the exhibition, I was honored to be accompanied by retired Professor Dr. Ilya Chashule, formerly from Macquarie University, who offered to be my interpreter. Yeah, so he was interpreting for me from English into English or into Macedonian, I can't remember, but he appointed himself as the interpreter. Now let's have a look at the preface of this book that Slavica Babamova wrote, contained in the book itself. The magical story of Stibera began in the second half of the 19th century, when the first epigraphic monuments revealing an organized city administration were found. In the first half of the 20th century, new public inscriptions and honorary statues appeared. In 1952, the Archeological Museum in Skopje organized a survey which indicated that systematic archaeological excavations should start near the village of Chepigovo, where Stibera is located. They were first conducted in September 1953. Archaeological excavations continued in 1959 and are still being conducted by the Institute of Museum in Prilep. During these 70 years, Stibera has woven a narrative of its life and its citizens through revealed buildings and movable archaeological objects, which are among the most representative in Macedonian archaeology. Numerous epigraphic materials introduced us to its inhabitants and their relations, taught us about the status, governing bodies, and administration of Stibera, donators of the structures and their carriers, students and administration of the gymnasium, beliefs, and cults. The history of Stibera through the archaeological finds in this exhibition is integrally presented to the public for the first time, as a collaboration between the two institutions that have excavated it. This was written by Slavica Babamova, May 2023. And this book was produced for the exhibition itself. You can see it says 70 years. Yeah. Of archaeological excavations. The book is bilingual. To the left, we see the Macedonian version in Cyrillic alphabet, and to the right is the English version. So I shall concentrate in the English version with the English version because the interview that I'm going to play for you after this little bit of information is conducted in English. And I must thank Ivan, the tour guide, for his generous time and enthusiasm and also interest in our visit there, because we did mention to him we are there, or I am from Melbourne, Australia, whereas Professor Dr. Ilya Chashule, formerly from Australia, now living in Skopje, Macedonia. Stibera, 70 years of archaeological excavations, Duško Temelkovski and Olivera Jandreska. Geographical position. Archaeological investigations have located the position of the ancient city Stibera in the immediate vicinity of the village of Čepigovo, about 16 kilometers southwest of the town of Prilep. It spreads over a large area on both sides of the Blato River up to its confluence with the Crna River near the next village of Trojkrsti. During annual excavations conducted on the hill called Bedem and its western slope on the east side of the River Blato, the existence of the administrative part of the city in that area was confirmed. Bedem Hill is a gentle elevation located approximately 300 meters south of the village of Čepigovo. It represents the westernmost point of the so-called Topolčanska pregrada that divides the valley of Pelagonia into the Prilep and Bitola regions or plains. The city of Stibera, thanks to its very favorable geostrategic location, exactly in the part of Pelagonia where the Crna River enters the valley from the pass of Bucin, gradually grew from a small settlement in early antiquity in the area of Deriopus into an important regional urban center during the developed Roman imperial period. In particular, the fertility of the Pelagonian flatland and good communications with the neighboring regions elevated Stibera into an administrative center that managed the distribution of grain, one of the basic economic activities. Let me show you a map. This map is contained in this book. So we learn about the distribution of grain. Historical sources. The city of Stibera was an administrative seat of the region of Deriopus in the northwest part of the Pelagonian Valley, which is mentioned in several antique sources. Strabo, from 64 to 63 before Christ or 24 after the death of Christ, recorded that the three cities of Deriopus, that is Brianion, village of Graište, Alcomenae, village of Bucin, and Stibera lay on the bank of the river Erigon, Crna. As well as that, the region of Deriopus was a neighbor of the regions of Lynkestis and Pelagonia. In a third place, Strabo mentions that the river Erigon flowed through the lands of the Illyrians, the Lynkestes, the Bridges, the Deriopes, and the Pelagonians, and it flowed into the river Axius, or Vardar, as we know it nowadays. While in a fourth place, he mentions that the Bridges lived in the neighborhood of the Partines, Damastion, and Kelai, the Lynkestes, and Deriopus, and that their land belonged to the Erigon Basin. Approximately at the same time lived and wrote the historian Titus Livius from Padova, 59 BC to 17 AD, who recorded that Deriopus was a region in Paeonia along the river Erigon, which flowed from the Illyrian areas through Pelagonia, and it flowed into the Axius, or Vardar. Later, he recorded also that the Macedonian king Philip V, in this area, not far from the city of Stobi, founded a new city and called it Perseida, after the name of his son and heir, Oppidum, in Deuriopo condere instituit Paeonie ea regio est prope Erigonum fluvium qui Illyrico per Pegaonium fluens in Axium amnem editur haud procus tobis vetere urbe novam urben perseida appellari is sweet. The city of Stibera is mentioned in the writings of Livius for the Macedonian Roman wars. According to him, during the Second Macedonian Roman War in 200 BC, during the retreat from the region of Lynkestis, the Roman army, under the leadership of the consul Sulpicius, provided itself with grain in the city of Stibera. Livius wrote, the consul, a little while after, understanding that the enemy had left, but not knowing where to follow them, remained on his positions and focused on the purchase of supplies for a few days. Later, he went to Stibera, and there he collected all the grain from the fields of Pelagonia. During the time of the Third Macedonian Roman War, Stibera became one of the main bases for military defense of Macedonia in this area against the raids of the Illyrians, allies of the Romans. Livius pointed out that in 169 BC, the last Macedonian king, Perseus, organized his military command based in Stibera before the campaign against the biggest city, Uscana, of the neighboring Penestae. Probably its position is nowadays Kichevo. After the campaign, Perseus returned to Stibera, where while he waited for the emissaries that he sent to negotiate with the Illyrian king Gentius, he sold the captured Penestae as slaves. Concerning these events, Des Devides du Desert, reading the ancient sources, summed up, quotation, the Riopus is part of the wider Paeonia. Erigon is the river that irrigates it, and all its cities are placed along the river. Stibera or Stimbara, the first of these cities on the west, would play an important role for the last Antigonids. Sulpicius, after passing the gorge of Dragor, would find it, that is Stibera, and proclaim himself as its ruler. Perseus met there the emissaries of Gentius, who hoped to become an ally with him. He left from there to conquer the Penestae and came back there again after his victory to sell his prey. This conclusion allows that Stibera was a place in the interior of the kingdom, but reachable from the borders and suitable for a meeting with a numerous enemy army. After the Roman conquest, the inhabited places in this area of the empire, the Valley of Pelagonia, witnessed economic prosperity. In addition, the valley itself represents an important communication route. Through the Bitola area passed one of the major Balkan roads, the Via Egnatia, that connected the coast of the Adriatic Sea with mainland Greece as we know it nowadays, but not then, while toward the north, the overland communication, the so-called Trans-Pelagonian Road, or Heraclea Seramiae Stobi, set out from it, leading toward the valley of Vardar and thus toward the interior of the Middle Balkans. Stibera was one of the stations on this road. From the city, the so-called Erigon Road was starting towards the west along the stream of the Crna River, by means of which it was connected with the other two cities of the Riopus, Alcomenae and Brianion, and further on with the Illyrian region of the Penestae. The greatest flourishing of the city occurred in the Roman time during the Antonine and Severan dynasties. The full name of the city as administrative center of the region of the Riopus in this period was Septimia Aurelia Stibera. Our knowledge about this period of its existence is gathered from numerous epigraphical finds discovered during excavations on the archaeological site near the village of Chepigovo. The city was gradually losing its significance during the second half of the 3rd century after the death of Christ. The looting barbarian raids of the Goths and the Hercules in 267-268 during the reign of the Emperor Gallienus, all stated as one of the main reasons for its devastation. A confirmation of the city losing its importance, indeed, for its almost complete extinction, is the fact that it is not mentioned in the list of the cities in the Synecdemus of Hierocles. In the well-known tabula Peuti in Geriana on the communication route that connected Skopje and Herakleia on the spot where Stibera should have been marked, only the distance of 11 miles or 17 kilometers from the settlement Seramiae, modern Varosh in the town of Prilep, is recorded. This distance matches the contemporary distance from the Prilep to the village of Chepigovo. The last record where the name of the city of Stibera is mentioned is by the anonymous geographer from Ravenna, circa 700 AD. There, the stations between Skopje and Herakleia are listed. And on it goes. There's lots of important information in here. I'll just show you another beautiful photograph here on page 11. This is the portrait bust of Titus Flavius Orestes. And I witnessed this statue because it was on show at the exhibition. Beautiful marble statue. All right, so once again, this is the front cover of the book published for the 70 years of archaeological excavations, Stibera. Well, next on our agenda is my interview conducted in English with Ivan. You may hear on occasions Professor Dr. Ilya Chashule asking some questions, and I thank Ivan for honoring me and for taking me and Ilya and explaining a lot of things which we were not aware about. So let's listen to that. Please do enjoy, and it does come in 3 parts, so we'll play the first one, which is the longer part, and the remaining parts will also be added to this YouTube In Focus program today being the 22nd of January 2024.
Name of Axios are mentioned to be allies of the defending Trojans who lost the war.
The same river, this one.
Axios e Varda.
So presumably this city and these people they have a huge history up to the Bronze Age.
So this is Stibera, which is between
Prilep
and Bitola.
And
in this section of the museum, we've got
special exhibition. Yes, only this year. Until the end of the year, this will be here, and then comes something else.
Even tell me, what is the period? What period are we looking at?
Ancient period.
Ancient. So what years are they?
Ancient period is considered a period coming just after the era of the so-called Greek colonization. And Greek colonization, we all know, happened between the 7th and 6th century. For this area, ancient period is actually from the year of 500 BC. Why? Because we consider to be part of the Macedonian heritage, and according to Herodot and other historians, the list of Macedonian kings are carefully written from the year of 500 BC. That's why we consider that the era between 500 BC is prehistory, and everything which is in the time of Macedonian kings and later is actually ancient period. And later, in the history, in the books, it's considered to be earlier. It was purely to be Greek periods.
Right. Okay.
But actually, today, because for all the rest of the periods, the name derives from the strongest army power.
Yes, the military.
For instance, when Turks come here, they come with arms. They don't come with culture. They don't come with painters and musicians. No.
Yes.
But we still call it Ottoman period. So if we took that period, that term, the period of Macedonians from 500 until the 150 BC should be considered Macedonian period.
Absolutely.
So that's why, but it's a junction, and that period, modern is called Greco-Macedonian period.
Tell me now.
Most of these are Roman.
And after the collapse of Macedonia, losing the final war with the Macedonians, the Third War, it from roughly taken from 150 BC, it's a Roman period.
Beautiful. What's the name of this exhibition, this particular exhibition?
One dedicated to one ancient city with the name Stibera.
And how
Its
many?
name, it's a mystery,
Yes.
and you may take your consideration what the name
Why don't you
is
read
meaning.
something like a short snippet?
I have a special, my own theory, that actually
Yes.
here the Celts are making very, very important trace.
The Celts.
Yes.
Tell me.
And in the last years, we have plenty of sites confirming that there is a group of so-called Slavic Celtic tribes.
Can I suggest you might want
For instance,
take a month? You can do like 2 minutes, 3 minutes about this, and you can put it on SBS with translation.
Yeah, we'll do
so
that.
I would
That's a
say
great idea.
I'll
Thank
go
you.
outside and have a cigarette.
Okay then.
that the name Stibera actually has Slavic Celtic origin. Why? Because in the first name, it's a word steaming. You know what is a steam? Something hot comes from the water, and there is a steam all over. But the second part is Slavic, bara. That means stay water that smells. You know, where the birds are collecting snakes and frogs.
Yes.
So I consider that Stibera, because the earliest original mention of the city in the Greco-Macedonian period is actually Stimbara, which would
Stimbara.
yes, that meaning that water that is steaming all the time.
Yes.
And here they decide, who knows why, to make a city.
Was there? There's water then, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
There was.
Even
It's
today,
true.
if it's raining 3 days, the whole area is becoming some sort of a swamp.
Okay, that's one.
But normally, the city is made on a secure place, a little hill. The earliest mention of this city comes from the last decades of Macedonian states. One Macedonian king, after one campaign, when he was fighting the northern tribes of the Illyrians, he managed to have more than 5,000 slaves. You know, that was a habit in the ancient period.
Yes.
You don't make trade with those what you have conquered from the opposite army. You make them slaves and you sell them.
Yes, absolutely.
So Macedonian king took that soldiers that that those captivities, take them to the bazaar in Stibera. It's written, and sell them.
Sell them there.
More than 5,000.
Wow.
In the 2nd century BC. That is the earliest mention of the city.
How many artifacts are we looking at here in this exhibition?
I don't know.
I mean, I can see there are some pieces are so small and they are terracotta. I think they're terracotta.
Yes.
And
normally terracotta, metal, but the most important things from Stibera are actually the sculptures. Everybody, we are all stunned with the quantity and how much quality of marble statues is there. Because the city in Roman era is not mentioned in the contemporary sources.
It doesn't exist. I see.
But honestly, such a small area and so many sculptures.
Beautiful. Okay.
Those in the ceramic are confirming local production. You see?
Yeah.
This is a mold.
Yes.
And this is the outprint. We all know which person is this. This is the Silen, mythological person, the Silenus.
Silenus.
Yes, the outprint of this. This is also Eros with the little Dionys, god of the wine.
Yes, that is very cute. That's beautiful.
They're all cute.
Very cute.
Here's Hercules fighting with the lion.
Oh, yeah.
One of his heroic deeds.
Exquisite.
Just imagine that Hercules, according to mythology, has 12 heroic deeds, just like just like Jesus Christ.
12. Yes. Yes. Symbolic.
It is taken beautiful. And the earliest image of this type is on the Paeonian coins in the 3rd century of Lycios. Lycios, Paeonian local king here in the North Macedonia, have this image on his silver coins, but we don't have it.
Yes.
And you know, who is this?
Who is that? Looks like a female figure. Is it female or male?
The pose is actually taken traditionally like Aphrodite is been presented. We shall see a statue of that. But actually here is the god of the wine, Dionys. But presented in the same position, having resting on an altar, just like Aphrodite is, like Venus. We shall see it.
Let's go and have a look at that.
The amount of wine, it's not very big, because a little bit of strange.
What are they made of, mostly?
What we found on the field is mostly the bronze coins, because the bronze coins are those who are left with a smaller value to some type of healing water. You know,
people used to live.
Just like today we are doing everywhere. When you go to Italy, you put a lucky coin everywhere.
Yes.
That's why 90% of the coins are almost everywhere. It's bronze. But what we can see that we have coins from Macedonian era as well. Number 1, 2, 3 are actually until the 6. They're all until 5 are all from Macedonian period. That means from 3rd century BC, and the last one is from the last years of Macedonian independent state. Later comes the Roman. Number 6 is Roman denarii. Roman silver denarii. And we all know the only case in the human history how it happened. That the city of Rome, the citizens numbering more than 1 million, after they win the last battle and then conquer the Macedonia, almost 11 years, the citizens of Rome didn't pay any taxes because they had so much gold and silver found in the treasury of Macedonia.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes.
These are traditionally Roman coins, confirming the existence of the city until the 3rd century, and this is the end of the 3rd century. Diocletianus is the last coin.
Diocletianus. So, what about the other coins? What is the image? What's the profile?
In the Roman era, on the obverse in the Roman imperial period, that means from the year of 0 onwards, it's always almost every time is the emperor.
The emperor.
On the obverse. On the reverse, something symbolic connected to what they like. When somebody says, I'm a specialist in Roman coins, actually he is lying to you, because the number of Roman coins is unknown.
Yes, we don't know. So where were these excavated from? Where do they come from? From Stibera.
Here is from Stibera.
Stibera.
Good moment, you know.
Look at these.
In few months, we'll be once again in Happy New Year period. And that is good to know that the Romans are those who made the tradition of celebrating Happy New Year. Except for those lamps except for lightning, are good in the occasion of congratulating Happy New Year. I give you a lamp and you give me a lamp, and I say Happy New Year. Why? Because we say, I wish you brighter future in the next year to come. And the symbolic of brighter future is coming with the light.
Of course.
The lamp is giving you light.
Gorgeous.
Almost 7 million lamps so far discovered in the Mediterranean area.
7 million lamps.
These are private persons, and in the site of Skopje, they have some local games, just like the Olympic Games in Greece. And what is interesting that the local club for athletic, the so-called Ephebians, are numbering more than 3,000.
That's
which is
quite
a huge number.
Yes.
Only can be compared to the city of Athens. Nowhere else. That is very strange.
Wow.
And these persons are probably famous sportists who won something important.
Gymnasts.
Yes.
Beautiful. Ivan, can I take pictures later on?
Take a picture, but without flash.
Without flash. Okay. Beautiful. So here we are looking at, this is another.
Yes, this is a Nike or Victoria with the ring. It's recognizable.
Yes.
She probably stood on some important place.
Yes.
And here is the god of the trading, Mercurius.
Mercurius.
Yes. Only his wing on the cap is missing. You see?
Oh,
they're broken. This is Bacchus, the little figures that comes together with the god of the wine.
I can't help but
there are also some portraits of women.
Yes.
Because women are not contesting in the gymnastic and sports, but when they are becoming older from their pensions, they usually gave money and the donation for the sport club. It's just like in modern time.
Yes.
And in this occasion, probably this woman after giving that money, she is honored to have the statue in the special room of the special gymnastics.
Another white marble,
yes.
Ivan, yes. Very
and from the Macedonian period, we have this beautiful cup of ceramic. This is only special to the Macedonian people.
Wow.
Because on this cup has no leg. Why? Because it's a part of special army equipment of the Macedonians. We know later that each Roman soldier, for each day, he was granted, except for bread and other things to eat, he was granted with 600 milligrams. That means more than a kilo, more than half kilo of wine.
And that cup was used for wine.
Probably this was taken tradition from Macedonian, because this is from 2nd century BC, from Macedonian era. And this on the top is what? Is the Macedonian shield.
Wow.
And it's aimed when you pull it to drink it all of a sudden. That's why it has no leg.
No leg. No leg. Yes.
That means what is aimed for you, they pull it and you drink it all of a sudden, and you left it on the side, upside
like that.
Like that.
Would you say this would
also
be?
This is, but not in this occasion. This one is decorated with stars.
Yes.
And these are leaves, motifs from the water.
Would you say these are the oldest?
And this is from Crater. You know, the ancient period, people used to mix the wine with water. This is the rim from the vessel of the big crater. You know, like a church bell.
Where does the brown color come from for that?
Originally they used to put some sort of a silver color.
I see.
But during the years it becomes darkened.
The patterns are very intricate and detailed by the look of things.
Now, you can imagine what is the cladding of their walls when they live. You see these fresks?
Yes, from the walls.
Dominating the Macedonian star.
Yes. Isn't that beautiful? The star.
Yes.
Yes. Gorgeous.
This is also from a big vessel, from a crater, for mixing wine and water.
Беше ли имате ли копии што може да се купат?
Нешто, ако има останато тука, во судебницата.
They might have copies that you can buy.
Thank you.
Some of these objects you might be able to.
Yeah, I want to be able to see them, yes.
Those shallow plates are for eating fish.
Fish. So
Yes.
they used to consume fish.
Yes, yes.
And they're so tiny, so they didn't need that much food, did they?
You see, you can find this one in markets, the same one.
Yes.
You know,
The average weight of Macedonian soldier was not like me, but less than 60, somewhere around 65 kilograms.
Oh,
that's
Because that was the weight that Alexander the Great give equal weight of silver on the big wedding in Susa.
So if
You know,
if
the
you
biggest wedding in the history, 10,000 soldiers of Macedonians married to the Persian girls,
Yes.
and special gift from Alexander the Great of equal weight in silver.
Beautiful.
But he know how much he cannot be weight like me. 100 kilo, I wouldn't receive.
that is a little suspicious. Everyone 65, that's too small.
No,
Too small.
they had to be like that because
The weight.
because of the weight,
And they ate
we
fish.
consider that in
They
that
ate fish.
period
People were
the
shorter.
the value of gold to silver,
Yes.
it was not like today.
Uh-huh.
It was 1 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
1 kilo silver gold
Mhm.
is equal to 20 kilograms of silver.
Mm-hmm.
So the high officers of Macedonian soldiers
Yes.
immediately went to the bazaar and exchanged the 65 kilograms of silver for 3 kilograms of jewelry gold.
Beautiful.
And we were the only state to have one complete of that gold. But it's not on the exhibition.
It's not on it. So where are we now? What are we entering this section?
Entrance for the most valuable sculptures from
most
that side,
valuable.
Stibera, and in the center
А
is a
защо е
Portuguese.
защо е позната толкова главно место?
Faustina Mino.
She was discovered just recently, 1 year ago.
She's
And,
absolutely beautiful.
And according to the inscriptions on the altars in the city stood special temple only dedicated to the so-called good emperors and their wives.
So
in
maybe
this
she was
occasion,
the wife of someone.
this person is a wife, Faustina the old, younger. She, mostly in the 3rd century, Rome was crazy about the cults from Egypt. Mostly the cult of the goddess Isis. In this occasion, all her clothes is actually the dress is completely looking like Isis.
Yeah.
Toga.
Yes.
Ова е наметка и шал што го носила божицата Елисида. Тога е magic.
Okay, let's go and have a look at this other stuff.
One unknown citizen of the city ordered in the workshop this marble table for the bazaar, for the public bazaar, and he granted. But those holes are actually for instance 5 liters. 10 liters, but not in that
sizes. Yeah.
Because the Romans took measures just like the English in libris.
Yes.
So it's been exposed, but it's not completely explained.
I'm interested. What's the language? What's the inscription here?
When Macedonia is conquered by the Romans,
yes,
and the rest of the Mediterranean area, Roman decided that surely after they should put 2 official languages everywhere. In this occasion, considering that in Macedonia was so close to Greece and the importance and the existence of the presence of the Greek merchants and teachers and artists is so huge, they decided that the parallel language to the Latin will be the Greek.
Yes.
We all know that
so it's in
that
Greek.
was the same case actually
the Greek inscription.
in Turkish period.
I can see Macedonian letters. I mean, these letters.
No, the letters are very much similar to modern Macedonian because actually the so-called Cyrillic language has similar letters with the Greek.
Thank you.
Let me tell you.
In this occasion,
wait, check them out.
you see, this is not traditional Greek S.
Yeah, it's a sir.
It is called with the Latin term,
Yeah.
and it's called sigma lunatum.
I see.
That means S looking like
Can I say something?
The luna.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Cyrillic capital, the Greek capitals are the same as the Macedonia.
The letters. We're talking about the letters.
And the oldest one is the Phrygian. And Greek speak it. It doesn't matter. Not interesting.
We can talk about that another time. All right.
Go,
You have to go. Do you want to go? I'll be okay on my own.
Are you sure?
Yes, I will be.
You'll do the interview, everything. You don't need interpreting anything.
I will be okay.
In this occasion,
we'll continue in English.
Description tell us.
I still have some time.
Oh, have you? Okay, then if you've
Another
got
half hour.
stay here then.
Okay.
In this occasion, the description give us information that a rich local man from the city gave money to make this plate for the public bazaar.
Yes.
And the measures are approved by the special city measure system council.
Right, at the time. Okay, let's look at these gorgeous statues of men, and it looks like a child.
You see, one of the most worshipped goddess in the city was the goddess of the destiny, Tyche. Tyche is actually the goddess of destiny.
And that's the name of the
She's the goddess of destiny and city protector.
The destiny and city protector.
How the city function mostly can be dealt by these two important pieces.
Very serious.
On the first side, when you look at them, the quality of them, how expensive they were at the time they were made, you would thought, there are probably some Roman emperors, but they're not, because originally they stood on the basis of marble, and their name was written. This is the father and this is the son. Very rich, powerful people who probably own half or who knows how much of the Pelagonia.
Where is the base with the names?
I wanted to ask that question too.
I don't get some information.
So
this is Tit Flavie Orest, and this is Tit Flavie Philoxen. Very rich family. His sister didn't have any children, and in another inscription like this is mentioned that she is giving money for the soul of her brothers, mentioning him.
Yes.
And in the end of the text, she says, "I want my nephew, Tit Flavie Philoxen, to take care that the money that I left, 5,000 denarii, to be used for the renewal of the roof of the temple."
That's beautiful. Thank you. And is this a child?
Up to 1 year, the inscription told us that this was actually little Dionys.
Little
The
Dionys.
god of wine. But now they decided that it should be called Eros. So.
And this one here?
It's Hercules.
Hercules.
Hercules, because of the muscle.
Yes.
If he was,
you can see
Apollo, he would be not so muscular.
Yeah.
We have statues of Apollo. He's not like that.
Yes, thank
but
you.
They don't have enough knowledge, and they say it's the man.
Okay.
There's a bookshop you can buy.
Where?
Right next to here.
Okay, let me just.
All right, so here we stop, and now we're going to continue with the second part. Bear with me, please.
The Greek term for bazaar is actually agora, and they name it this area to be agora because it is mentioned on the inscription of this
bazaar.
City market.
Yeah, city market.
The city continues to live in the with the very low life, even in the Roman era, because this is a special crossbow fibula from 4th century.
Yes, 4th century.
Yes, and this is the only Macedonian type of fibula, number 10.
Number 10.
Yes, and the
What's
earlier
that made of?
in this occasion, it's a bronze.
It's changed color
But
green.
usually it's been made of silver, and only for the high officers of Macedonian army of Alexander the Great, it was made in gold.
And the golden one is
Beautiful.
Asian.
Ne, to je bronza, samo je čista. So we know that they were ranking actually. If you were high officer, you would be honored from Alexander the Great.
Yes.
We were lucky to have a silver collection and identical gold collection. It's the only occasion to be lucky to find that jewelry on one place. And the silver collection is discovered here in our capital on the slope in Nerezi, on the mountain slope of Vodno, where the cross is. And the golden collection is discovered in Demirkapja. And it's the only case in the whole world, but no idea that they should put it this and this aside to make this story the right one.
Thank you.
Da li imate ušte drugi ili ovaj ser? Ima li ušte ovakvi predmeti? I da li se side iznosi? Se čuva.
Ivan, when is this exhibition, until when is it going to be on here?
Until just before New Year, it will be closed.
You can come again.
Yeah, come again. Can I come again and see you again?
26th of December.
Will you be here then? Are you going to be here if I come again?
No, but you
Yeah.
come.
Do you use Facebook? You can contact me on Facebook. We can later become friends.
Give me your name.
Let's go, and I want to buy the book as well.
Either.
You will write me when you come.
Okay.
This is also special PRS system. They have two names for these persons. They're mythological, and these are the sons of the highest god of the ancient Greek mythology, Zeus. These are his sons, Castor and Pollux, symbolizing the daylight and the night light. But now the modern Albanian nationalists are considering them to be Albanians or Illyrians because of the caps.
No, but those are Phrygian caps. But can you get somebody so we can buy it?
First, let's think of something to see video calls. Prvo da oberete. Čekaj da vidim. Ne, ma ga otvori, samo to saka da ga vidi. This is some of the books that we are selling. This is the gold collection of Ohrid.
The gold collection of Ohrid.
Yes, more than 400 pieces of gold, mostly dominantly from the era of the year of 500 until the 200 BC.
I see.
Almost completely from Macedonian period. This is the famous necropolis of Trebenište, also special book. These are the modern deeds of modern artists, jewelers that they left. And these are copies directly made on ancient originals. These are 4th century earrings.
Very interesting.
This is also, you see, this one is also a special swing.
Yes, yes.
This is a copy of a children necklace, of a bracelet of silver.
Yes.
These are 4th century BC classical. These are modern, from the modern artists. The price are.
So as far as the books go, there's more books here on this side. Okay.
The book about this is also from original, made in original bronze. A special oinopoe, a small version of the big jar for drinking wine. You see, for faster pulling wine, it has mount on 3 sides. You see, you can pull like this, but you can also pull like this and like this. 3 sided.
Pins as well, so you can buy
Very clever. Yes. Very clever.
Викнете некој, ние ќе чекаме да дојде.
Тоа што ќе сака да нека види први. Ова е скибера книгата.
going to stop this one there, and then we'll play the third part of this interview.
Which is one of the most beautiful in the world. You see?
And where is the
Not like this, full with golden coins of Alexander the Great.
And where are they now?
In the Museum of National Bank of Macedonia.
Okay.
It's 100 meters
From here. Yeah.
The actual gold coins were located in another building.
Yes.
Horizon.
Yes.
You see it? The big one to the left?
Yes.
The concrete building with the windows?
Yes.
That is the National Bank.
I see.
And over there is the museum. It's not far.
Okay. And you are
We
here
can meet anywhere.
Monday. Between what time again?
Between the best time, because I know them, the colleagues. Between 11 and 1 o'clock, we can visit the collection, because in 2 o'clock they're closing.
Okay.
Сака да види колекцијата на златни монети
Од
фајонците од Александар Македонски во Народна банка. Е па дојдете заедно.
We can go one day
Okay.
together.
Најубаво е да се види измеѓу 11 и 1 часот, бидејќи тоа време е отвараат. Тоа музеј е, ама отвараат само кои ќе дојдат некои, ако владата реши некого да однесе таму. Иначе обични луѓе не идат, и туристи. Па еве, нема врска, мене нема да ме вратат.
Okay.
Бидејќи
Good on. Let's go.
Сакате тројцата да одиме?
Not now. Not now. We go for lunch. We'll meet him there. We'll meet him there. Not today. On a Monday.
Best time is Monday, but if it's not Monday, maybe I can find free time.
I've got the number.
From the work.
I will write to you.
We'll stay in touch.
Stay in touch. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was the three-part interview, which I did with Ivan, the tour guide of the Skopje, 70 years of archaeological excavations, which was an exhibition shown at the National Archeological Museum in Skopje, 14th of September 2023. I thank Ivan and I thank also Ilya for their contributions and their assistance in producing this program. And I hope you did enjoy that. If you are interested in more information, there should be something on the website, the Archaeological Museum website, about this particular exhibition, which was the very first exhibition ever to be shown. And by the way, the book itself contains or tells us that there were 176 items on show at that exhibition. I am adding this because during the interview, I did ask Ivan, does he have any idea how many items are on display? He wasn't able to tell us. He wasn't sure, but I now know because it's written in this beautiful, beautiful book. 176 items were exhibited at the Skopje 70 years of archaeological excavations. Thank you once again for your attention, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.